Hey everyone, this is Jack from Victory Camera here with my absolute favorite 35mm SLR, the Nikon FE. I've had this camera for 7 years and by now using it feels as natural as putting on my socks in the morning. This thing just works. If you're looking for a 35mm SLR without a lot of bells and whistles, then in my humble opinion, the FE is the one. Let's get into some details. Shutter speed is set on this dial between 1/1000th of a second and 8 seconds, plus a bulb mode and M90. That's a totally mechanical release at 1/90th of a second, which means that even if your batteries are dead, you can still keep shooting. You set the ISO and exposure on this dial, and to shoot, you have to have the film crank out like this, revealing this red dot. This actually makes winding the film faster, and now I find myself holding the crank out on every SLR that I use. The FE also has this little switch attached to the film advance crank. If you hold it down while you wind the film, you'll cock the shutter without advancing the frame, so you can take a double exposure. It's got a fantastic internal meter, and the readout is a little needle that moves up and down as you change settings. I find that to be a way more natural way of figuring out your exposure instead of just a number. I know this will sound like a sin to some people, but more often than not, I find myself leaving this camera on auto. I just love the images that it makes, and I'm never disappointed. One of the coolest things about the auto mode is the long exposure capability. If you set the camera to auto and then activate the self timer, when you press the shutter, the camera will first meter, then lock up the mirror, then start its countdown and fire the shutter. That means you get a perfectly exposed picture with zero camera shake. I don't know a lot of other cameras that have this capability, and I love it. On top of all that stuff, it's just a perfect size and all the controls feel great to use. Honestly, while I'm making this video, I'm starting to wonder why the FE isn't more popular. I might have to pick up an extra just in case the price jumps up. Right now, they're only about $100 and we get them in the store all the time. So head over to victorycamera.com and check out our stock of Nikon FEs. I really recommend picking one up. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.